Good morning, Muscatine. It is chilly. It's almost freezing. Do you know, is it actually freezing?
I didn't look. I was just cold and wet, so I thought, no, I don't.
Yeah, I don't know either. Quick update. Obviously, we're out here for Freezing for Food. The Muscatine Today show's on location. Quick update. We have made a huge dent towards that $10,000 matching grant donation. Yesterday, Greg Gill from Eastern Iowa Landscape and their whole team came over. See that huge stack of boxes back there that is full of cereal, about a pallet and a half's worth, about $1,500 towards our goal. Then last night, actually as darkness fell, the Muscatine High School Student Council stopped out with about another 1,400 items. So that puts us at about, we're kind of valuing each item at about $1 just for our match sake. So it puts us at about $3,000 towards our $10,000. And then there are a couple others coming today, plus some other random donations. So right now, I think if I had to guess, we're probably sitting somewhere around $3,500 towards our 10 after one day. I'll take it. Sound good?
Sounds wonderful. Sounds great.
So, we talk about, everybody says there's nothing to do in Muscatine, which is a total crock of baloney, right? And one of the things that we've got coming up this week is something we were happy to be a part of last year, is the Muscatine Civic Chorale concert. We've got Jan Phillips here with us. So, Jan, if you could introduce yourself and then maybe just tell us a little bit about the Civic Chorale overall, and then we'll kind of dive into what's going on Friday night.
Sure. Well, the Muscatine Civic Chorale has been in Muscatine since 1975, and it is a group of people who enjoy singing, and we do all kinds of music, everything from things from the Renaissance, the 1400s, up into contemporary pieces as well. And that's what we're going to be doing this Friday, is contemporary music. We are doing music all by a British composer named John Rutter. And so we're doing a really big piece called the Gloria, which is from the Ordinary of the Mass. But we are doing it with an 8-piece brass ensemble, timpani, percussion, pipe organ. It's at Wesley United Methodist Church. So acoustics are amazing. And so it will definitely be a glorious part of this Christmas season. Then we're also part of that piece is only 15 minutes long. And then the rest of the concert will just be traditional carols that you recognize, as well as some arrangements that are written by John Rutter, but are Christmas themed as well. And those will be with organ and piano. And the chorale, they are a group of people who range in age from high school to in their 80s, and but everything in between, and people that just love to sing great choral music.
Well, and what I really enjoyed about it last year is, I kind of knew about you guys, but I had never really seen you in full action. I would be willing to bet, I guess I wouldn't want to have to try and guess how many there are. How many are in the Civic Chorale, roughly?
Anywhere from 30 to 35.
Okay, that's about what I would have guessed. You'll know somebody there. You know what I mean? It's a really broad group. The first one that pops into my head is Tom Miller, who I've known since I was this big, and Dick Marr, and just, a whole bunch of people that, some Muscatine veterans that you all know. And so it's a great, enjoyable concert. And what I always tell people, because we do some stuff with the symphony as well, which is also at Wesleyan, which you shout out to the folks at Wesleyan. You've got an amazing facility there. Again, the acoustics, I'm not an acoustics guy, but I do know they're great. The technology there is great. You've done a wonderful job. It's something that you guys create these in a way that even if and I'm going to call it chorus music, what I think about that, even if that's not your thing per se, you can come enjoy this, and it hits all the things that somebody who is just I'm going to call it a regular. That sounds weird in some ways when I say stuff like that, but you always wonder, for me even, this isn't really, I can't even clap in rhythm. Music is tough for me. People that can do music in any way, shape, or form blow my mind, because it doesn't work in my head. And so, but I can go enjoy it, right? And you guys do a tremendous job of bringing it to the masses, I guess I would say. And I assume that's a conscious decision, right?
That definitely. While first of all, the process, the rehearsals that we do each week, to me they're a joy, and I think they are to the chorale as well. I mean, I don't know how many times different people over the years have said these choral rehearsals every week are what have kept me sane. They you can put everything else aside, and I can just immerse myself in the music. So there's something to be said about that. But I also choose music that is, I'll say it, it's going to entertain. I think it's going to be. Again, I want the audience to go away after that hour thinking, oh, that was an hour well spent. I can go away. My soul's been renewed. It's a feel good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the other great things, guys, is it's free. Like, it's 7:00 Friday night at Wesley. I would suggest get there early, go around the back, park in that back parking lot, come in the double glass door right there, kind of go up and around. It's free. Of course, free will donations are appreciated. But you do have some sponsors and stuff like that help make sure this happen every year. Because this isn't like a money-making venture. This is just a great concert for the community by people who enjoy it. And then it's not the only time of year you do it, right? What else do you guys do?
Okay, well, we always have a spring concert, and then, I don't know, I'll call this a winter concert, something in November or December. And so our next concert will be the first Friday in April. And I think it's April 1st, to be quite honest, but it's the first Friday in April, and it will be across the street at the First Presbyterian Church. And a couple of years ago, we did the first half century of Broadway music. And again, the audiences loved it, the chorale enjoyed singing it, and so then since then I've had both community members and chorale members going, when are we going to do the last half?
I saw that one coming.
So things pretty much from the 1970s up until present day Broadway, and again, these are things that are just fun to sing. The chorale enjoys doing it, and then the community. I think the audience is going to really love it too. There's so many great musicals that have been written in the last 40, 50 years. Lots of things based on books. And then we also, you've got Elton John and Tim Rice, and you've got Stephen Schwartz, and you've just a lot of musicals, even based on musicians' lives. Beautiful, the Carole King. You got Jersey Boys, and you got the Temptations musical, and just and then of course things. For example, Elton John's, and then the Lion King, and then the Disney things that have been put on the Broadway stage, which are amazing. How they do those things, the special effects and things. So I think there's going to be things that people recognize, and opportunities for the chorale to sing some fun things.
Yeah, that's awesome. So kind of a quick recap: Muscatine Civic Chorale will be Friday night.
Yes.
Wesley United Methodist, that's on the corner of 4th and Iowa, yeah. And the other way, it's the gray one. There's the dark, kind of reddish brown church, and there's the gray. They're the gray one. I always, it's how you tell. I mean, like, it's the gray one, right? Free concert, start at 7. I would definitely get there before that if you want a good seat. So anything else you'd like people to know before we let you go warm back up?
No, just again, it's the Muscatine Civic Chorale. I just think is a wonderful musical tradition in Muscatine, and we just want to share it with as many people as we can.
Awesome. Jan, well, thank you for stopping out. Thank you for freezing with us. I'll admit, I totally forgot to tell her, like, our booking thing. It's like, hey, come down to the office. I totally forgot to tell her that we were out here this week, and she was a great sport this morning. I sprung it on her, and so thank you for appreciate that. Yeah, of course. Yep, have a good one. Yep, good one. Muscatine, don't forget, we are out here freezing for food. We have a really cool donation coming up this morning freezing for food first. That's a lot of F's. So make sure you swing out, drop off your canned goods, non-perishables. If you don't have any, you can stop in at Hy-Vee. They've got $20 bags that line up with everything the Salvation Army needs. Because remember, we're trying to match that anonymous donor's $10,000 donation into the Salvation Army food pantry. So with that, Muscatine, that's enough for today, well, until later on this morning, I guess. So go attack the rest of the day with an enthusiasm unknown to mankind. We'll talk to you soon.